Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Corissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. We all experience heartbreak, whether from the loss of a furry friend to the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or not getting what we desire. Life doesn't always play out the way we want it to. Relationships come and go, people we love pass away, jobs and careers can shift and change, tragedies occur. There is relatively nothing that is forever, not even a diamond. These are the painful moments of life that cut us to the core. Any one of these situations can invoke feelings of heartbreak, forming a sense of loss or grief. I know a lot of us don't want to have to deal with these things, but loss, grief, and heartbreak are all things that come with the human experience. While these feelings and situations are a normal part of the human experience, in this episode, we are going to look at healing heartbreak with crystals. Heartbreak is the emotions you feel when someone or something that is significant to you is no longer present or accessible in your life the way you desire it to be. It can be experienced as intense feelings of sadness, loss, and emotional pain, physical and psychological feelings of heaviness or emptiness, feelings of lost connection, and mourning. When we have formed strong emotional attachments to people, relationships, or expectations, when these are severed or unfulfilled, we can experience a sense of loss. Emotional distress can accompany when there's a discrepancy between what we hoped for and what actually happens. When relationships end, we can feel rejection, abandonment, or unworthiness. When our sense of identity from friendships, jobs, or social connections are lost or disrupted, we may experience a crisis of identity or feelings of instability within our lives. Many times, all or some of the stages of grief as introduced by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross are experienced when we're navigating heartbreak. Heartbreak isn't always about something that is taken from you or removed from your life. I think it's important to acknowledge that you can also experience these emotions when the person is still in your life. For example, when you shift and evolve as a person, you may notice that actions and behaviors of the people in your life do not reflect who or what you thought they were, or that you have outgrown who they are, or the actions and behaviors are no longer something you wish to continue tolerating. It is common for you to experience heartache in those moments when you are acclimating to your realized experience. Heartbreak hurts. There is no question about that. As a sensitive woman, you may find that the emotions and feelings that come with heartbreak are felt more intensely than other people in your life. And some of the ways you approach or look at situations can create additional hurdles and pitfalls for you to navigate. From your desire to avoid conflict, your perceived obligation to smooth the experiences of others, to your self-imposed responsibility for the people around you, these and others all shape how you see and approach the heartbreak you are in. There are 3 categories I see most when working with my clients that empath and HSP women do that amplify, intensify, or prolong feelings of heartbreak. First is rumination, replaying things over and over, focusing on the what ifs, focusing on your perceived flaws or mistakes, and also following the new life of a past partner, scrolling through their social media and obsessing about how that could or should have been you in those pictures. Second is idealization, thinking of selective positive moments from the past while minimizing the negative, romanticizing the past, fantasizing about reconciliation, or believing that you can only be happy with that person in your life. Third is isolation and avoidance. This is withdrawing from social interactions, shutting down emotionally, avoiding places where you have memories of the person no longer in your life, or avoiding emotional openness to prevent further pain. Having a way to identify how or where you are creating these hurdles for yourself will help you in being able to prevent them from taking over your ability to experience your emotions in a healthy way. And then arming yourself with processes that help you deal with your emotions, redirect your thoughts to more helpful ones, will be beneficial to helping you navigate these situations. Using the Charmed Morning Ritual worksheet can help you see what you're thinking so you can manage your mind and notice the emotions you are experiencing. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to redirect your thoughts and emotions to more healing and helpful ones. There is a link in the show notes where you can download this worksheet for free so you can start using it right away. So many of you want to do everything you can to avoid having these experiences, these negative emotions. Maybe you've stopped putting yourself out there, not meeting people because you're worried about the heartbreak that comes with being rejected. Maybe you hold on tightly to the people in your life, constraining how they come and go in order to know they are safe and not out there where they might get hurt. It is helpful if you minimize or avoid the extreme thinking. Thoughts like, I'll never do this again, following the end of a relationship or the death of a loved one. This type of thinking can lead you to live your life in isolation, avoiding any and all opportunities for meaningful connection. What's harmful is when you use these as reasons to stop living your life, when you cut yourself off from experiencing all the beauty that still exists in this world. You might find that your thoughts like to get wrapped up in the circumstances of the loss, like trying to define it. There are circumstances that many people would consider and agree to be extreme, like war, murder, or accidents. And there is little any of us can do to prevent these things from happening. And you exponentially make healing heartbreak harder when you approach it from the perspective of being responsible for it and ruminating on all the what ifs. One of my mentors uses the concept that life is 50-50. 50% of the time, things are good and we're experiencing positive emotions. 50% of the time, things are not good and we're experiencing negative emotions. It's how you manage your extremes and whether you allow yourself to sit and wallow in your negative emotions or only seek out the things that will create or allow the positive emotions. this is not to say that you shouldn't be experiencing negative emotions. Negative emotions are a part of life, a part of the human experience. It's about not letting them become who you are or the thing that runs your life. For me, one of the most eye-opening experiences with heartbreak was when my beloved husky Chinook passed away. He had quietly and faithfully been my emotional support animal, my familiar, during many of the years that I was experiencing depression and anxiety without truly understanding what it was I was going through. His death, while being the event that knocked down my house of cards, that event that triggered me getting the help I needed, it also required me to process the emotions and this loss in a different way than I had ever been challenged to do in the past. I spent countless hours wondering if there was anything I could have done differently leading up to and at the time of his death. Sleepless nights and tearful days, feeling responsible or that I had failed him. While I found myself spinning in these thoughts, ruminating in all the things that could, should, would be, the reality is that none of these thoughts would bring him back, nor would they help me feel better. And to stay there was definitely not good for my existing mental and emotional health, or for the ability to process the emotions from this heartbreak. Developing new or adjusted ways of living when you've experienced any of the types of loss is uncomfortable. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss people and things that are no longer in your regular experience. It's okay to take time to process the big emotions that come with heartbreak. What helps is being able to move through the negative emotion without needing to stay there. Learning to feel the emotions without them becoming who you are. To experience the negative emotion without them taking over your life. Learning that the highs and lows are what this life is about. There is nothing you can do to avoid or prevent these emotions. So if you learn to experience and process them, they no longer control you or how you go about living your life on the regular. Find practices that help you create closure. Create an altar to honor those you have lost. Perform rituals that help you observe and process the thoughts and emotions related to your heartbreak. I'm going to suggest that you could work with Lapis Lazuli here instead of going with some of the more traditional crystals like rose quartz or amethyst, although they're great too. Lapis Lazuli is helpful for releasing stress and assisting in healing emotional wounds and traumas. It is also helpful for understanding your emotions, and because of its ability to enhance self-awareness, it can help you with honest examination of the events leading to your heartbreak and your role in it. Because lapis lazuli is associated with the throat chakra, it can help you in the clear expression of feelings and thoughts, and for communicating your needs and boundaries during the healing process. And the best part is lapis lazuli will help provide you with a sense of connection to something greater than you, which helps you not feel so alone or so lost when you're facing heartbreak and the instinctive desire to isolate yourself. How you choose to work with your crystals as you're processing the emotions or heartbreak is completely up to you. Use your intuition to decipher how you can best use your crystal to move through the emotions or incorporate the crystal in a ritual. This is not about denying yourself the time to grieve, the time to mourn, or the time to process. It's about making it not last longer or make it worse, because heartbreak sucks. So the questions become, how do you want to support yourself through this process? How do you want to have your own back? How do you want to help yourself heal? How do you make peace with something that you have no control over? This process takes as long as it takes. So how do you not get lost in it? If you want to take these ideas and concepts deeper, download the Charmed Morning Ritual Worksheet and start applying what you're learning to your life, and see what magical changes you can create when you start to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the life you want to be living. If you're already working with me, inside the members portal, you can find a ritual that can be used as is or adapted to fit your individual needs as you go about healing heartbreak with crystals. Today's episode has been brought to you by Lapis Lazuli and Rumination. May we all find ways to interrupt our predisposition to ruminate on negative thoughts, feelings, and circumstances so that we can redirect our thoughts and energy onto living as our highest and best self, even when we experience heartbreak. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.